Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Elena, and in today's video I'm going to show you 25 Hoyas that I believe I have never showed you before. They have been sitting on my dining room table for at least 3 weeks now, since I've been trying to film this for a while. Some of the Hoyas that I will show you today I have for quite some time, and some of them I acquired recently. I just haven't had an opportunity to share them with you guys. They are not going to be in any particular order. I'm just gonna grab whatever I see first and show them to you. On some of my Hoyas you will see a little bit of residue from the sulfur treatment, but I did try to clean off all of the leaves, so they are at least clean for you guys to look at it and see what they look like. So let's get started. First Hoya I have right here, this is my recent purchase. We are talking, I bought it January 9th, so it's very recent and it's very cute. It's kind of more of the common Hoya, but I liked it and I decided to give it a try. So this is Hoya Black Margin. I find it very cute. Leaves are very interesting on this Hoya. They have a little bit of dimples, and it's called Black Margin because in the highlight you will get that black margin on the edge of the leaf. It is a very succulent Hoya. It does have a little bit of splashing on the leaves, but very minimum, and I find it very cute. Next Hoya I have here, I do have one of those already, and it's very tiny, and since we all discovered flat mites, I did have an issue with that. I still have it, but it's shrunken size at this point, so I've decided to get another one of these, and this is Hoya carnosa Compacta Variegata. So there is a multiple plants in there, so it's a little bit fuller because the other one that I have, it's only one vine. Very recent purchase also. I did get it on January 9th. So one of those days I'll just put them all together in one pot and have a fuller Compacta Variegata. I like this Hoya, it's very interesting. I love variegation on it. The only thing with this plant, it's a very slow grower. Other than that, it's super cute. Next Hoya I have right here, I believe I briefly showed it to you before, but that Hoya was never really doing well for me until I did sulfur treatment, and now you can really see healthy foliage, so I wanted to show it to you guys again. And this is Hoya pubicalyx Jungle Garden. It's finally doing very well for me. Leaves are very different from any other pubicalyx. It kind of looks more like regular carnosa leaves. It does have a little bit of splash. They are succulent, and I got pretty long vine going at this point on this Hoya. I guess all it needed before, just a little bit of sulfur. So if you guys want pubicalyx, but you want something different than other pubicalyx because most of them do look alike, I guess that's the one to go. So this is Hoya pubicalyx Jungle Garden. Next Hoya I have for you guys here is Hoya species UT039 Flores Island. I have this Hoya actually for quite some time. I believe I got it early last spring, and it wasn't really doing so well. It wasn't looking so good, and now after the treatment it started growing. I don't think I even showed it to you before, but now since the treatment is done and it's starting to look good, and I have a pretty foliage to show you guys. So here it is, you guys. It is beautiful. These are new leaves on it, and the old foliage looked like that. So nothing exciting, very unhealthy. That's probably why I never really showed it to you, but new foliage is absolutely beautiful. It's very, very shiny. It's not as thick and succulent as some Hoyas, so it's definitely thinner leaf, and it's have a little bit of veining on it, but it's very, very smooth and shiny. It feels like a dolphin. Although I never touched dolphin before, so I don't know, I just assume. So very pretty Hoya, beautiful color on it. Still a baby, so obviously it hasn't bloomed for me yet. So this is Hoya species UT039 Flores Island. Next Hoya I have here, and I don't believe I showed it to you either, and I do have this Hoya for quite some time also. It had a rough start. I almost lost this Hoya a couple of times, and according to Doug Chamberlain, it's not an easy Hoya to grow. It does need a lot of humidity and a lot of heat, so I grow it in my grow tent. This is Hoya EPC 207. And I find it to be very pretty, you guys. Look at this foliage. It's so pretty. And it's kind of soft in the back. It feels like a little bit suede, but not too fuzzy, I guess. And it's very pretty. I love the dark veining on it. And this is the newest leaf right here. Very, very pretty. And I'm getting a new leaf right here, which is super exciting because this Hoya did not really grow for me since last spring, I believe. And now it's finally taken off. And we got a new vine here. Very pretty Hoya. Easy if you can provide conditions that it needs. Next Hoya I have here is Hoya excavata, and this one I also had it for a while. It's still kind of struggling for me, but it did grow a new leaf right here. This is the original leaf that I got it with, and as you could tell, it probably was grown in much higher light that I'm giving it to it. It tried to sprout quite a few times and it lost some leaves. Obviously it's a flat mite issue, so I'm still treating this Hoya. I just literally wiped off the leaves for you guys to see, and I'm gonna spray it again once I'm done with the video. This Hoya is very interesting. Leaves are very, very thick on this Hoya, kind of weird shape, I guess. And this one, I find it a little bit difficult to gauge when to water it. Other than that, it's not a difficult Hoya. It just hasn't started really growing vigorously for me yet since it's still under the treatment. It's pretty cool Hoya. I like it. I can't wait for it to start growing for me, so I can have more than 2 leaves on it. Next Hoya I have is Hoya species 536, and I believe I briefly showed it to you on my new shelf that I refinished, and this is the leaves I have showed you guys before. It's very smooth finish. It's not as thick as excavata, but it's kind of medium thickness leaf Hoya. And these are new leaf right here that's finally pushing out new growth, and there's another one coming out, so you can see a little bit more what this Hoya looks like. So it feels very, very good. It feels kind of rubbery, I guess, but originally I thought this Hoya is more neon-y color, and I don't think it is. I mean, it could be if you give it too much light, I guess, but this is what it looks like. This is Hoya SP 536. Next Hoya I have here, honestly, I don't know anything about it. I tried to look it up numerous times. I bought it from the Russian seller, and the tag was in Russian, and I tried to look it up, I tried to translate, and I don't really find anything on it. If I translate from Russian, it says new from Jack. I don't know anything about it. If you guys do know, let me know, but this is what it looks like. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's veiny Hoya. It's interesting. This is the newest leaf I got on it. I have this Hoya for quite a long time at this point, and of course it went through sulfur treatment also, and we get a new growth right there, and a new growth point here, and obviously this is a new leaf since I've done treatment on it. I don't know, I guess this Hoya is around in Russia, I guess, or Europe, but I have not found anything in US with this name. So, but this is what it looks like. If you guys know anything about this Hoya, let me know. I'm kind of curious to learn about it a little bit more, but it's pretty cool. It's interesting. Other than that, I can't really tell you much about it. So next Hoya I have here is Hoya species dianel LSH07. It's a cute little guy. Look at this. Very shiny, very thick, succulent leaves. These are the newest leaves. They're still soft, so I assume they would turn this color right here. So very, very cute. Very simple Hoya, but I do like simple Hoyas also. I like this little guy. It's interesting. Next Hoya I have here is Hoya mutation from deykeae, species 514. It's not the prettiest foliage right now. It's just finally starting to grow for me after the treatment. It's an interesting Hoya. It have a little bit of splash on it. You can't really see that well just because this foliage is way too bleached out. So hopefully the new foliage that I'm gonna get is gonna be much prettier than that. And then we'll see what this Hoya is all about. Since we are talking deykeae, I have it right here. I'm not sure if I guys showed it to you before, and there's 2 plants in there and it started to grow for me. This is a new leaf that I got. Very pretty. I love the color of it. I love that it's dark green. I don't really like when the leaves are bleached out like this. It's basically when they are grown in very bright light, that's what they turn into. I like foliage a little bit more rich and darker, I guess. And you could tell it had a lot of issues before. Oh my goodness, all those flat mites, I guess. But new leaf is very healthy, it's beautiful, and hopefully I will get beautiful new foliage pretty soon. But I guess this guy is mutation from this guy. And you can see, I guess, resemblance there. So both of them, I find it so far pretty easy Hoyas. I guess we'll know more once they actively grow for me. All right, next Hoya I have here is very common Hoya. And I ignored it for so long, you guys. I don't know why, I just never found it interesting. Since it's such a frequent bloomer, I've decided to finally try it. So this is Hoya multiflora. And surprisingly, I like this Hoya more than I thought I would like it, be honest with you. The foliage is very interesting. For some reason, I thought it's a very thin leaf Hoya, and it is thinner leaf than most of the Hoyas. Yes, it's still pretty tough leaf though. So, and it did bloom for me before. It bloomed really fast, and I'm getting another peduncle right here, so it will bloom for me soon again. I find it to be very fast grower, very easy Hoya, and surprisingly I like it. I'm glad I added this Hoya to my collection. And if you guys see a little bit of residue, I tried to clean them off as much as I could for this video, and it's not that easy. I did not want it to spray them off really good, so I just kind of wiped it with wet paper towel since they are not ready to be watered, and I didn't want it to overwater them accidentally. Over time, obviously, when I'm officially done with the treatment, I will wash them really good and make sure all the residue is gone. So let's move on to the next Hoya, you guys. So this Hoya I also have for a while, and just like a lot of Hoyas, at least in my collection, was struggling for a while, and now we know why. And problem is solved. It started growing for me, and I have a new leaf on it that I can show you what it looks like. But this is Hoya forbesii Splash EPC 700. So honestly, I don't think I showed you this Hoya before, just because, I mean, look at this. There's really nothing to look at it. It's not a pretty foliage. It has damaged leaf. It's just okay, right? Then I had this 2 leaves right here, which has also had a little bit of an issue. And finally, we got a new leaf. It's still soft. It's still hardening at this point, but I find it very pretty, you guys. So it's have veining, it's dark, it's have splash on it, and this is not a sulfur splash, this is actual splash on a leaf. So I kind of like it now. It's very interesting. Another Hoya right here is rigida Kerr. Also had it for a long time, haven't showed it to you, but now that I got a new foliage, there is something to show you guys. This is an old foliage right here, but this is a new leaf right here, and it's pretty. It does have splash on it, and it's kind of a pinkish splash, if you guys can see. I find it very pretty. You can see veining on it. So I definitely prefer this kind of foliage on this Hoya than this foliage, and I'm glad that now I can actually show you the true foliage on this plant. Next Hoya, I briefly actually showed it to you guys, but I never pointed out to it or never talked about it, but I showed it to you when I was doing sulfur treatment outside on my Hoyas. It's actually on my thumbnail, but I never really formally showed this Hoya to you, and I'm so happy to have it. I was actually looking for it for quite some time, and I did get it last June, and this is Hoya Sulawesiana. That's the one that grows like fuzzy flowers. It looks like fur, so I really wanted one of those, mainly for the flowers than the foliage. Although foliage is quite interesting. I mean, it's kind of I don't know, I find it very spotty and very distressed look to it, I guess. So it's definitely not a foliage Hoya, but it's definitely a bloom Hoya for me. But this is cool. I like this guy. I love how long the leaves on it. I mean, this is the longest leaf, probably, like this too right here. I don't think its sun stress is that pretty. This is a green version of it. I believe there is a red version of it, because this one does not really sun stress very pretty to me. I would like to keep it more on the green side for that reason, but I love how thick this foliage is. You cannot even bend this leaf. If I try, it will break. Like the older foliage right here, it's a little bit more pliable, but the foliage that has grown in my care is very thick on this Hoya. So I do love it a lot. I cannot wait for it to bloom for me, because I do find those blooms are absolutely adorable. I don't know, they look so furry to me. And originally I got a one cutting, and it was quite a long cutting, so I cut it in 2 pieces. So there's 2 plants in there. They are rooted, they are doing well, they've been growing. I do find this Hoya is kind of a slower grower, I guess, but that's totally fine. I'm just happy to have it, you guys. Next Hoya is super adorable, you guys. It is my recent purchase, well, recent-ish purchase. I bought it on September 8th, 2022, and this Hoya is adorable. It is chinghungensis. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing right. This is not an easy Hoya to pronounce, but it is so cute, you guys. Look at those tiny leaves. Oh my gosh. And I do have a little bit of sulfur residue on them. I try to clean them off, but it's very hard because look how tiny they are. And I really did not want to break them. I mean, they are teeny tiny little leaves. I think it's definitely the smallest foliage Hoya I have, but it's adorable. So, and I have a new growth point right here, and when I bought it, it was literally 1 node cutting. You can imagine how difficult that was to root something this teeny tiny. But I mean, I don't even know. This is next to my pinky nail, and I don't have large nail beds, so it is teeny tiny, you guys. It's very adorable. I do like this Hoya quite a lot. And since I started on the small foliage Hoyas, another small foliage addition I have is Hoya kanyakumariana. And that's another small foliage Hoya that I added to my collection. I find the foliage very interesting on it. It's kind of wavy. It's definitely weird looking foliage, but I like it. It's very interesting Hoya to me. That's another small foliage Hoya in my collection that you guys haven't seen yet. Another small leaf Hoya is Hoya tengchongensis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, you guys. I will put it on the screen. Very small foliage Hoya. It does look like Serpens quite a lot, but it is not Serpens. It is a different type of Hoya. I really like it. It's very cute. And I have Hoya Serpens, and now I have this little guy. Talking Serpens, you guys, I did purchase Hoya Xiaojie 001. Let me show you this guy right here. This is also newer addition to my Hoya family. And I don't know what's the difference between Xiaojie 001 and actual Serpens. I even tried to contact the seller and ask her what's the difference because I could not find anything on the internet. So you guys, if you know if it's the same thing or not, please let me know because I have no idea. But I know even on her page, on her shop, she does sells regular Serpens and she does state as regular, and Xiaojie I'll put on the screen as a whole separate plant. So I'm not sure, you guys, but this is what I got just to kind of see if they are different or not. The foliage is, to me, looks a little bit longer than Serpens, but I might be totally wrong. Next Hoya I have here, you guys, it's a Wilbur Graves. I actually had one a while ago, but it melted so fast after shipping, so I've lost that plant, and that time they were so expensive and so hard to get. So I finally replaced it, and I bought it actually in June. I just never showed it to you guys, this Hoya. So it grew quite a bit and I'm very excited to have it. And this is not a splash from sulfur, it's actual splash on a plant. I really like it. I finally have it, and obviously every leaf is different. This is the most splashy leaf and then one of the newest leaf that I have. It is absolutely beautiful and it's doing very well. When I purchased it, it came with a very funky leaf, but it's growing new, healthy, beautiful leaves now. And of course, just all of my other Hoyas, I did do sulfur treatment on it, and it's doing pretty well and it's growing, and I'm glad to have it again. Talking splashy Hoyas, I also have a Hoya carnosa Stardust. There is 2 plants in this pot, and I really like this Hoya, you guys. Look how splashy it is. Oh my goodness. I absolutely adore this Hoya right here. So if you like splashy Hoyas, and this is not splash from sulfur either, I did clean it off pretty well. This is actual splash on a plant. Obviously every leaf is going to be different, but it does have quite a bit of it. It is absolutely beautiful. Very happy to have it. Very happy to show you this Hoya. Definitely one I would recommend for any collection if you like splashy Hoyas, you guys. It's definitely Stardust, that's for sure. Absolutely beautiful. And I believe I only have 3 more Hoyas to show you guys. So next Hoya I'm gonna show you, I also have a smaller version of it, which I bought it long time ago when they were just coming out on the market, and it was very hard to get. I bought it from UK. It came in such a bad condition. I was trying to nurse it to health for a very long time. It's finally growing for me and it's doing fine. But I bought a bigger version of it, and this is Hoya Australis Lisa. I mean, now you guys, it's a very common Hoya. It's inexpensive. It's very easy to find if you guys like one of these. So I like this guy, and this one, I mean, it took off right off the bat. I mean, when I bought it, it was probably this tall, so I started off with pretty good size plant to begin with, and it's already grown me so much, so it's definitely growing so much faster. So if you guys struggling with Lisa, definitely check for flat mites. And also this Hoya is very sensitive to overwatering. Now that I have a healthier specimen right here, I can definitely tell it is not a slow growing Hoya for sure. It's just a drama queen. A lot of times what I've learned with my Hoyas, they did not grow because of flat mites. So another Hoya you guys haven't seen, another very common, very easy to find, inexpensive Hoya, but I did want it to add to my collection because I find it very cute, you guys. So this is Hoya cumingiana. I like this Hoya. It's so cute. It grows like a little bush, and I like the foliage on it. It's just so like clean and just cute and little. I don't know, I like this Hoya and I find it pretty easy so far. I don't remember when I bought it, but I want to say sometime in the fall last year. Very cute. Very happy to have it. So another plant I want to show you guys, it's not a Hoya, but it is Dischidia. It's very closely related to Hoyas. I do have a green version of it for quite a few years and it's pretty large, but I got myself Dischidia Million Hearts Variegated. Look how cute, you guys. Very, very happy to have it. It's have white variegation on it. It's very, very pretty. Leaves are very tiny on this Dischidia. It's actually even smaller than green version of it. Very, very cute. I wanted this plant for quite some time. Excited to have it. And this is the last Hoya I have to show you guys. And this is the most recent addition to my Hoya family. I literally got it on February 15 this year. And this is so beautiful, you guys. This is Hoya vitellinoides. You could see how large these leaves are. And these are not even mature leaves. So these are still babies. Like, this is insane, but I absolutely adored this Hoya. I was blown away when I opened the package. Just the veining on this Hoya is absolutely amazing. The veining, the size of the leaf, it is soft on the back. I gotta be careful because I am still rooting this Hoya. I got it as a cutting, so there is no roots yet at all. But the backs right here, they're very, very soft. I don't know if I can, there it is. And you can see a little bit of veining through the back also. I absolutely adore this Hoya. And you guys, can you imagine the mature leaves on this Hoya? It's gonna be probably double the size, so it's definitely going to be a very large leaf Hoya once it's mature. Absolutely love it. I don't know about flowers. I didn't really research flowers on this Hoya. I honestly think this is definitely foliage Hoya, so if it's never blooms for me, I'm totally okay with that, be honest with you. It is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. If you like very large, veiny, dark Hoyas, that is definitely the one to have in your collection. It's already starting to root for me there, so I'm pretty sure there is some roots inside this cup. They're just not visible yet. Oh wait, there is. I just found one right here, right there. See, you guys? So I actually do have roots on it already, which is funny. It's like that happened pretty quickly, I guess. This is definitely something to have. You guys, it's absolutely gorgeous. So I guess this is it, you guys. That was 25 Hoyas that I believe I just never showed it to you, or showed it to you very briefly and didn't really touch on that much before. I hope I didn't forget anyone. I might have, because I have quite a bit of Hoyas in my house. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found some Hoyas that you might want to add to your collection, or you might already have it. If you want to share your experience with me on those Hoyas, let me know. Definitely let me know which one is your favorite. I'm curious to know which Hoya you found it most interesting out of 25 Hoyas that you guys have seen. If you guys like this video, please make sure to give this video a like, share with your plant friends, and don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel tremendously. And also, YouTube thinks you need to see this video right here, so click on that video and I will see you there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.